you or cause you tension, the more now you'll be able to manage it. You see, it's impossible to manage something you're not aware of. And so that awareness allows you for improvement. Because that's why all of you are here. You didn't get up this morning to come hang out just to look at my pretty hair. You came here with the intention of improving. And I'm with you. I want to improve constantly. So understanding yourself, it's also vital for you understanding your team. That's important. You need to start to know your team on a different level. I want you to have that retention process because you know what? You know them. You know what makes them tick. You know what sets them off. And it's an incredible opportunity for you as a leader to take your leadership skills to another level. And I don't care how old you are. I see young people in here, and I see people that aren't so young, like me. But the bottom line is improvement is available. It's a decision that you make. And so I want to kind of give you some insight on this because as you get better, you can improve in a lot of areas. But here's the big one. This is the one a lot of people don't think about with personality styles. It's also vital in helping you understand your customers. Now think about that. You and I know the bloodline of business is to get business done. We want to gain new customers. We want to retain existing customers. We want to get former customers back. How do you do that? I think it's critical in understanding how people are wired. Because then you can begin to process and give them information the way they need it, when they need it. In my opinion, it gives you an added advantage. I guarantee you all, if I could go back and catch the 22-year-old Chris Oaken coming fresh out of grad school and give them this information, I would have made many more dollars. I would have made much more progress sooner in my career, knowing what I'm getting ready to share with you. And so as you look at this, we know, and you as an Entre leader have to understand, to be able to win, it means you're going to have to interact with different personality styles differently. You're going to have to work with people differently. Like as you start to understand them, you'll start to realize, this is how I have to communicate with this one. I'm the father of 3 boys, you all. They're 8, 9, and 10. Pray for us. Okay? Seriously. Pray for us. My wife told me about 6 months ago, she goes, Chris, I think I'm ready for another baby. I just looked at her. I said, oh, honey, come in here and give me a hug. She goes, why are you hugging me? I said, because I wish you were with your second husband. This is wrapped up here, baby. I'm done. 3 boys, they drive me crazy. Right? I joke. Well, we may look at adoption or something down the road. But there's no cookie cutter approach. My 3 sons, I've got one that I can just look at if he's acting up, and he stops. I got another one I can talk to, just in a normal voice, he stops. But I got the other one that I literally have to put in a headlock, right, to get him to stop. There's no cookie cutter approach in parenting. By the way, there's no cookie cutter approach in leadership either. And this cookie cutter thing, I think of this with my oldest son, Tyson. He was about 2 years old, you all, and we had bought him these little blocks, the square, the triangle, and you fit the shapes through the thing. And I was watching him, he was 2 years old, he was sitting in the family room, and he was trying to put the triangle through the square. Well, you and I know that's not going to go. And he tried it twice, and this is what he did. I went, oh my. And he did it again, he went, he like growled at the block. I said, Melissa, that's my wife, I said, come here and look at this. And so she came, I said, watch him. And he tried it again, he went, I said, that boy's intense. And my wife, without blinking, said, I wonder where he gets that from. And without blinking, I said, maybe your mama. Now listen, that was one of the natural responses. Don't do that. Okay, that's called a couch comment. Because that's exactly where I slept that night. On the couch, don't do that. So there's no cookie cutter approach, and I want you to stop doing that. Because what happens is you get yourself frustrated because you're trying to make every team member, every customer fit through this one shape. You're trying to make everybody a square, when there are circles, there are triangles, and there are rectangles. The more you identify and understand the shapes, the more you can fit them through the slot where they belong. It's about understanding personality styles. And so what's the disc? The disc is just a simple little test. It kind of gives you insight into the way people make decisions. It's an insightful test. It gives you a lot of good information. Raise your hand if you've taken the disc before. Oh, okay, a lot of you. And so you know the value of the information that it can provide. Now, I'm not trying to label people with giving them the different markers on the disc. What I'm trying to do is identify them. The faster you're able to identify what personality style people are, the better you're going to be able to tailor your communication. I mean, imagine, think about this. If I'm dealing with a certain personality style, I meet this person, based on a few indicators, I'm able to ascertain that this person falls into this category. Now, a smart person can say, let me take my information that I want to deliver them and give it to them in a way that they can better digest it. They can better retain it. All of a sudden now, you have a person leaving after your conversation. You've got a raving fan instead of a potential customer. There's a big difference. A raving fan is somebody that has dollars attached to them because they're going to do business with you and also tell other people they know about what you do. See, that's a win in business. Now, let me give you some insight. Based on the personality styles, there are also two kind of indicators. There's the natural style and the adaptive style. And I'm not going to drill too much down into this, but I want you to see this is a complex topic with a high level of potential for you as a leader and in your business. The natural style, this is how you are when you're being you. This is when you're kicked back on the couch, feet up, you're relaxed. But the adaptive style, this is how you are when you're at work. This is how you are when other people are watching you. This is how you want to be perceived. And so you start to realize this is a little bit deeper than just what we think of as somebody being either aggressive or non-aggressive on the personality style. And so I want to take you through some information. And I want to tell you about the four styles. See, the first one is the decisive personality style. This is a high D, as we call it. These people are hard charging. They want to get stuff done. They're task oriented and they look to fix problems. All right, they want to get stuff done and get it done quick. How many of you fall into that category? Okay, all right, good. Now, the next personality style is the interactors. Now, these are fun-loving people, you all. They're people-oriented. They love to have fun. They like to please people. Okay, that's their focus. How many of you fall into the categories of the high? Okay, good, all right. And then next, you have the stabilizing personality. Now, this is a slower-paced person. They're very loyal, okay? They don't like drama, they don't like conflict. They like for people they like to stay focused on the pace. Are things moving forward in a natural state? How many of you fall into the stabilizing category? Okay, good. And then finally, the cautious personality. Now this individual, they are analytical, they're factual. They love details. I mean, they can never have enough information. They're focused on procedures, all right? And so how many of you fall into that category, high C? All right. Now, I was thinking to myself, all right, Hogan, you got four personality styles. How can you help your friends in Vegas retain this? What kind of analogy can you come up with? And then it dawned on me. Dodgeball. Hold on, don't think I'm crazy. How many of you remember playing dodgeball growing up? All right, some of you are having horrific flashbacks right now. I'm telling you, all right? Yeah, this red ball, you remember, right? You line up, you got two teams on each side of the court, right? And you got the balls out there, and the goal is to hit people with the ball. You remember dodgeball. Well, I want you to think about it from the four personality styles. High D's, where are you? Raise your hands. All right, when we played dodgeball, what were we focused on? Hitting people. Somebody said killing people. Nah, okay. We'll pray for you, okay? That's right, we were trying to hit people. Why? Because we wanted to win. We didn't care if little Jimmy who had a nosebleed. Rolling out of the way so we can keep playing this game. Here's his tooth, too, by the way. Get him out of the way. That's what high D's are focused on. Playing and winning at all costs. High I's, where are you? What were you all focused on when you played the game? Someone said fun. Just wanted to have fun. Wasn't really worried about the scorekeeping. Just wanted to have fun. Now, here's a little side note. High I's were the ones that got hurt the most, too. You know why? They weren't paying attention. They were so busy talking to somebody else, the ball hit them upside the head, tooth came out, right? Yeah, they weren't focused. They want to have fun at all costs. Stabilizing personalities. Where are you? Raise your hands. What were you all focused on?
Staying away from
Someone
the ball.
said peace. Listen, stabilizing personalities, as soon as the PE teacher announced dodgeball was getting ready to go down, their blood pressure shot up, right? They needed Rolaids, Toms, and everything. Why? Because they knew there was going to be conflict. There might even be arguments, maybe even a fight or a shouting match. So their blood pressure shot up. You see, the stabilizing personality is focused on peace at all costs. And then finally, the cautious personality. Raise your hands. Where are you? What were you all focused on? What's that? Rules. They wanted people to follow the rules. So much so, some of you right now are still packing around an affidavit. You're ready to sue somebody in elementary that cheated, right? Because they didn't follow the rules. You saw the ball hit their pants leg and they didn't go sit down. And you're still mad to this day. Still, to this day. So let's think about this for a minute. 4 personality styles. High D's want to win at all costs. High I's want to have fun at all costs. The stabilizing wants peace at all costs. And the cautious personality wants people to follow the rules at all costs. That's the best way to remember it. Those 4 styles, those 4 personality styles are the styles you have working with you in your office. They are the people that are potentially your customers. And they're also people that are vendors that you have the opportunity to connect with to grow your business. So what's the key? You've got to understand how each of them tick, how to communicate with them, and when to communicate with them. And so I want to walk you through this so you can start to understand it. So we're going to throw up a slide, and you've got it in your book, a chart for each personality style. High D, look at the chart. They're drivers. They're results oriented. Now they can overlook details, right? Because they're just trying to get stuff done. But look at that bottom one. They can hurt feelings, all right? Hurt feelings. Now I'm a high D, Dave's a high D. Do you know why we end up hurting feelings? Number one, we didn't know feelings were involved. Like we thought this was work, right? We didn't know we were supposed to be doing the feeling thing. We were just trying to get stuff done. And you know what happens as a high D? You end up just kind of tromping all over people for the sake of results. So your office could look like a MASH unit with people in there with slings on their arms and bandages, right? That's how my first office looked, because I would come through like a tornado, yelling and hollering and fussing about, here's what we got to do. What are you doing? Let's go. Okay? And so I was doing this, and lo and behold, I didn't realize, instead of building a team, I was making people afraid. You know the eye-opening thing for me that I figured out? Wounded people can't work hard. If they're wounded, they can't give 120%. They're wounded. I mean, think about it. How many of you have ever played sports? You know the difference between being hurt and wounded. When you're hurt, when you're wounded, you can't give your all. The ankle is messed up. The elbow's messed up, but you do the best that you can. The wake-up call for me was acknowledging, yeah, the wounded people can't work hard, and I want to work really, really hard. I want my team to be successful, and guess what? I want to be successful as well. And so that wake-up call kind of gives you an opportunity to make some changes. Now, high Ds, I want you to do something for me. Stand up. If you're a high D, stand up. I don't want anybody else to listen. This is just between me and high Ds, because I'm a high D. All right, listen. I got this phrase I'm going to teach you all. You ain't never said it. All right? You've probably heard it a few times, but you never used it. But when you find out that you've hurt or wounded somebody, I want you to use this phrase. Watch this. I'm sorry. Don't you say, I'll get back up. Now hold on. Here's why. When you do that, what you're doing is you're starting to repair the damage to create an opportunity for future connection. And so I want you to use that phrase. Here's what I learned. Saying I'm sorry is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. And so at the count of 3, I want you to all say, I'm sorry. I want you to say it emphatically. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry.
Fantastic. Have a seat. All right? And so if you've hurt somebody, if someone's feelings or a customer or whatever, and I know some customers are crazy. People say customers are always right. That's a lie. Okay? You and I know it. But you get my point. Overall, you understand as a leader, you represent your team and your brand.